Yeah, bye bye, bye bye bye, bye 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 bye, yeah, bye 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 bye, yeah, da 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 da. Shabbat Shalom. Welcome to 5 Minutes of Torah with me, Jay Eidelman. If you didn't recognize it, or you're wondering what I'm doing in a garage, that was what I like to call the Spider-Man Nigun. Spider-Man is one of my favorite comic books from when I was a kid. I could really relate to Spider-Man, who was created by Stan Lee, may his memory be for a blessing, and Steve Ditko. And he was one of the first comic book characters to explore real life issues. Issues of money, poverty, longing, desire, and most importantly, what it means to have great power and what you're supposed to do with it. As his uncle's dying advice to him is, with great power comes great responsibility. Spider-Man was important to me because I could relate as a Jewish kid growing up in an interior suburb, as a city kid who joked the way Spider-Man joked, who was clever the way Spider-Man was clever, who had aspirations that a character like Spider-Man had. And besides which, he was just really cool. In this week's Parashat Balak, we meet someone with immense power who has to make a decision about how he's going to use that power responsibly. And he's tempted, like Spider-Man initially, not to use it responsibly. He's offered riches to do something that would be devastating. This is Bilam, the seer, a prophet of the nations. And Bilam is offered great riches by Balak, the king of Moab, to curse the Israelites. And we know from the text that whatever Bilam blesses stays blessed, and whatever Bilam curses stayed cursed. And he goes on his journey, eventually deciding that he will go. He goes on his journey and he saddles up his she-ass and he takes his beast of burden, and on his way he's stopped. Hashem sends an emissary, an angel who stands in his way, but he can't see it, and so he beats his beast of burden because she can see it, but he can't. And he does this 3 times, and eventually, after the 3rd time, Hashem gives the animal the ability to speak and says, "Why are you beating me like this?" And it's at that time that he finally sees the angel standing before him with a sword. Rashi tells us that that angel is the angel of mercy, and has come to oppose his going because the angel wants to prevent him from sinning, from cursing a group of people in such a way that many innocents would die. And if he could be so callous to beat the animal that's carrying him and not show mercy in his anger to his own beast of burden, how much more so to the people of Israel who are camped on the doorstep of the kingdom of Moab. Bilam is an individual of immense power. But that power is not so different from the power we all have in our own humanity. Like Spider-Man, we are faced every day with situations where we have to choose doing the right thing over the easier thing, where we get knocked down in our attempt to achieve righteousness and have to do it again and again and again. It's very difficult, especially in the face of great loss, to accept this side of our humanity, to act in this way, to proceed in a way that Bilam eventually manages to do. And so this Shabbat and every Shabbat going forward, let us have the merit to discern our own power and to use it responsibly. From your friendly neighborhood historian, Shabbat Shalom and Excelsior!